iTALC is a free lab management software program that does many of the same functions as NetOps Vision. It doesn't work quite as smoothly, but it's also free. So you open iTALC by clicking on the icon and entering your computer credentials. And once it opens, so we open our class. I have a class called Showing Off, and it has 2 computers, and these 2 computers are right here. On this far side these are the actual computers being remotely controlled through other programs. But that way you can see what the students would see while in the iTalc console you'll see what as a teacher you would see. So the first thing I want to show you through iTalc is being able to do a live view of a student's machine and then remote control. To live view, we double click on a machine, and then it automatically goes to full screen on my screen, so I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. So this is my live view over here of this machine here. So I can't do anything on the machine as the teacher, but as a student I'm going to open Chrome and I can see exactly what's going on. It's in sync with what the students are doing at the same time. There's no delay at all. But I as the teacher can't type anything. If I come up here to the toolbar that keeps opening it on me, I hit remote control. So now I am in control. Okay. Students see what I'm doing. I see what the student's doing. The student also has control of the machine at the same time. Okay. So we'll go ahead and quit. To end remote control or even the large view, we hit quit up here. We'll go ahead and close Chrome here. And so that's on an individual machine. One of the big elements of the digital language lab that we want to be able to do is to send students to an audio file simultaneously or virtually simultaneously. So what we're going to do, we're going to actually use both machines this time. So I'm going to hold down Shift and connect to both machines. I know I have them both because I've got the dark gray line here. And I'm going to execute a command. So I right click and choose execute command. The thing about iTalc is it's not very intuitive. You have to tell it exactly what you want it to do. So we need to tell it to open Chrome first, and then we're going to tell it which website to go to. So I have the full path of how to open Chrome, C, Program Files, Google, Chrome, Application, Chrome EXE, in quotation marks, and then followed by the web address I wanted to go to. The 2 machines that I'm using are different types of machines. One machine is a 64-bit, the other is a 32-bit machine. What that means generally is that their path for the files are a little different. So I'm going to run both of these commands at the same time. It's the exact same command, plus in the second machine I have to add x86. When I hit this, and you should be able to hear the results on my microphone, how close it opens the file. It's a little slower on the second machine, but it still was able to open the file. I'm going to keep Chrome open this time, so it doesn't have to reopen it. And this time I'm going to send everybody to a YouTube video. Do the same thing with the x86. Hit OK. And this time was much closer in terms of time because Chrome was already open. So we'll go ahead and close that. No more tailspin in our background. All right. These are sending programs to a website to get to them. So there's a little bit of delay if you have everybody accessing and bandwidth issues, which is sometimes okay, but if we don't want to necessarily go through the internet, we can also open programs this way. Again, you have to tell exactly which program you want to open. So in this case, we're going to open Media Player, and on the 2 machines, the path for Media Player is the same. And it's going to open a file on a shared network drive. In this case, it's called Q, and it's just called an audio file, and it will open in Media Player. Ah, that one's in stereo. So the file opened actually at the exact same time, which is rather nice. If you had a video file, you could do the same thing. What I would suggest is to have a file like this one I have in here. So what this is the full address of what I need and where I need to go, so I can just copy and paste it right into iTALC. The primary requirement of a lab management program is to be able to control the computers themselves. One of the things I want to be able to do is to get the attention of my class. And having taught in a computer lab, the best thing to do is to lock their computers up so that they have to pay attention to the directions. So what we're going to do is this button here on the top will lock the entire class. I don't have to have them all selected. On my teacher console, I see this blue lock. On the student machines, they see this more metallic brass lock. But either way, they no longer have control of their machine. Anything they had been working on is still there. It's just behind the lock screen and they can't get to it. When I'm ready or finished giving my directions, I hit unlock. It gives their machines back. It takes a couple more seconds for my console to respond, but they have full control of their machines. Additionally, if I just want to lock one person's machine, I'm going to right-click on it, and I'm going to hit Lock This Display. Only this student is now locked, not the entire class. To turn this off, I do a quick toggle on the Lock All button at the top, and it releases his machine, and it doesn't bother anyone else. Another element I can do is I can talk to, with text messages, if we have a quiet activity going on and I want to be able to send some instructions out to the entire class. I'll hit send a text message to the entire class, and I hit OK. And all the students on their machines will get this little message that says exactly what I sent out. Students are not able to respond to this. I can also send an individual text message by right-clicking on that machine, send a text message, and that will appear on just that student's machine. And then finally, the basics of a lab management program is to be able to turn on, turn off, and log off the computers. So I have this machine here. I want to be able to log off. My student forgot to do it at the end of the hour. I can log that student out. And it's going to ask me, are you sure you want to log off that student? And I'm going to say, yes, I really am sure. So we're going to go ahead and log that off. On my machine, it tells me the host is unreachable. The student machine, I get the logging off, and then I get back to the Control-Alt-Delete screen. I go ahead and log back in as that student. And once Windows is fully loaded, it will reconnect in iTALC. In just a second. There it is. All right. So the final thing we want to be able to do is to shut down our student machines. We're going to select both machines here, and if we hit power down, it will ask me, are you sure? Do you want to power down all your machines? And I say, yes, I do want to power down all my machines. And that will disconnect my computers.